Hello, good day to you. It's me, Andy Wright, and here's a travel tip special. It's 7 questions to ask before you accept an airline voucher. The story was in Smarter Travel, the website. This is giving tips on travel, and there is no affiliation I have with this website. Obviously, when you, in this time of when people having their holidays cancelled or their flights cancelled and changed, there is a temptation for airlines to offer you a voucher. Now, obviously, there will be times when you have to have a voucher, obviously when things like there's a delay, lost baggage, a rescheduled flight or whatever. The airline will almost certainly try to settle it by issuing airline vouchers for future travel rather than giving you cash. At worst, the airline loses the cost of the seat rather than the posted fare. At best, you'll somehow not get around to using the airline voucher, and the carrier will face no cost at all, and obviously benefit from that. So in order to decrease the likelihood you're going to risk getting this voucher and not be able to use it, so there is 7 questions that you need to ask yourself or even ask the airline. So here's number 1. How long are the airline vouchers valid for? Now, obviously, some of them, they offer a generous voucher, but you have to use it within 6 months. Obviously, this can be difficult because clearly many travellers cannot schedule another flight within that time period. To be fair, this is more prevalent with cruise lines than with airlines, but you still have to be very careful and obviously do check. Question number 2 is, who can use the airline voucher? Is it limited to just you, or can you use it to buy a ticket for someone else? Many airline vouchers may only be used by the person who initially received it for his or her own travel. But depending on flexibility, and depending on your flexibility, that might or might not be a deal breaker. The third question that we have is, will the airline voucher cover the whole cost of a ticket? Unfortunately, airline vouchers seldom include the full cost of a future trip. Often you must pay the government taxes and fees separately, but I've heard reports of a much worse limitation. An airline voucher covering only the base fare and not the very stiff carrier imposed fees. Essentially, it's a renamed fuel surcharge, which I never understood about that, because it's not helping global warming at all. And of course, the renamed fuel surcharge could actually be more money than the base fare. The next question you need to ask is, can you use the airline voucher for multiple flights? Some vouchers are only valid for single use, even when the value of that is less than the face value of the voucher. It's like having vouchers to go into a shop. You have to use the whole amount, as there's no change given. So you might not be able to use the remaining value for a second ticket, and of course then you lose the value of that outright. Our next question to ask, are there any fare limitations for airline vouchers? But an airline could place some tickets off limits to voucher-based tickets. not applicable to flash sale prices, for example, or for using it for business class tickets, so be very careful on that. Our next limitation that you might find: how much are airline vouchers worth to you? And a voucher is effectively worth a lot less to you than its face value, cash value. And obviously many experts estimate that a voucher is worth something between a third and half of its face value. If you ask for cash but an airline offers you a voucher, take the voucher only if the face value is at least double the cash offer. When cash isn't an option, if the voucher value seems to be inadequate, bargain for more or consider your alternatives. Can you get cash instead of an airline voucher? When a flight is oversold, an airline almost always resorts to offering travel vouchers. You agree to get off and take a later flight. Usually that works and someone takes the offer, but if nobody bites, then the airline will have to pay, and the government regulations specify cash payments, not vouchers, for involuntary bumping. And of course you can get, in the US, you can get up to $1,350, but only in the case of overbooking. European rules call for the higher payments as well as payments for delays. Take the voucher only if its worth to you is a lot more than cash. So that is our 7 questions to consider before accepting an airline voucher. And of course in these times, these troubled times when flights are being cancelled or changed, it's more likely to. So good luck with that voucher. Anyway, have a good day, and I'll catch you again for another travel tip video. Bye for now.